Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. We've got Sarah on the show today, and she is a client, but she actually also works for us now doing sales. She does strongman. She's really, really strong. She's got kids. She runs her own business. So she's just like super mum and super busy and, you know, helping us as well. So, and she's also a PT too. So she coaches women, she trains them to be strong. She does sessions with some of the women in our program. Are you in Sydney?
No, Melbourne.
Why do I always think you're in Sydney?
I don't know. Craig thought I was in Adelaide.
Oh, God. Well, you're not in Brisbane. That's all I know.
You know better than each other.
So tell the viewers, Sarah, like what were the issues that you were having before you joined the program and how are they affecting your life?
I came onto the program because I'd been and seen sports nutritionists, I'd been and seen naturopaths and things like that as well, because I had reached a plateau in the gym and I'd been doing strongman for about 18 months and I was working really hard and with intensity, but I just wasn't making any strength progress. So I figured it was going to definitely come back to the way I was fueling myself. I'd done a few weight cuts for some comps and things like that, and I'd kind of just gone really low carb to get down to make weight. Lucky for us that we've got a 24-hour weigh-in, so I had time to refuel and still hit the numbers on comp day. But each time I did that, it was just getting harder to kind of shift the weight down, and I was feeling less and less motivated afterwards to eat well again. So I'd been recommended the usual, one of the leading sports nutritionists in Melbourne. I'd seen them and they'd gone low carb, high fat. They dropped my protein right back because they told me I didn't need a lot of protein, and my carbs were under 100 grams per day. So, and I was feeling pretty crappy in the gym, and each session just felt really, really heavy. I mean, it was heavy, but it felt heavier than it should have felt, considering the numbers I was hitting. So, yeah, I came across your page and watched a few videos, and I thought, well, this sounds better than what I'd been doing. And yeah, definitely joined the program to give it a go, and my numbers have soared in the gym. So it's been great.
Gee, it must have, because like you have a business with your husband, you got kids, you know, like you're pretty busy now, you're doing sales for us. Like you must have been so tired.
I was tired, and then I was doing, you know, intermittent fasting on top of that as well to try and kind of just reduce intake. So yeah, I was tired and I was cranky and very farty as well, but gassy. Yeah.
So digestion was bad.
Yeah. Digestion wasn't great. Like you wouldn't want to be spotting me if I was doing heavy squats. Let's put it that way.
Oh, wow. What about, did you have any other issues? Like a lot of women come in, sleep. The big ones are sleep, mood, digestion, energy, menstrual cycle.
Sleep wasn't too bad. It was better than it had been previously in the past, but I was more of an evening eater. So I'd kind of like not eat until lunchtime most days, or even 2 o'clock if I was busy. And so because I was eating in the evening, my sleep was okay because I was getting enough fuel later in that day. So the sleep wasn't too bad. But it was just more mood by, you know, the afternoon. I was cranky. I was just tired though. Yeah. Tired and a bit digestive, and just wasn't hitting my numbers. So I was getting really pissed off as well.
Yeah, I bet you were. Yeah, it's just so much better when you eat real food. So talk about the results you've seen since starting the program.
Yeah, so I thought I was doing pretty well when I came to the program because I was on about 1,800 calories. But within probably about 6 weeks on the program, I was up to 2,200 and kept climbing from there. I think I'm just under about 350 at the moment, I think I'm on. And that's coming up to 6 months on the program. So the best thing for me was not having to make 2 different meals anymore. So I was trying to look for these high fat kind of recipes that I could munch on and eat my cauliflower rice with. So it was nice to really get back into eating decent amounts of potatoes and fruit and things again. I can't even tell you, it's probably been 6 months since I'd eaten a banana when I came on the program. So it was nice to have a banana again.
Carbs.
I'm just feeling so much better. Like everything in the gym felt a lot lighter. I was able to hit my numbers, and then my strength was increasing within like 4 weeks because I was just fueling myself right for my sessions, which was great again.
And what about, because I remember you posted some photos in the Facebook page, like the changes you've seen in your body physically.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though I was putting my calories up and consistently putting them up as my metabolism was improving, my centimetres were still coming down as well. So probably on the scale, it's probably about 5 kilos overall. Depends where I'm hovering at the moment, but about 5 kilos down. But yeah, centimetres were coming down as well. So it was good. I had to actually readjust my lifting belt again for strongman. So I put that back down to where it had been previously. And yeah, and everything was just fitting better again. Obviously, it's nice to, when your Lululemons are nice, aren't rolling down around the waist, it always feels better.
And what about your mood and digestion?
Yeah, so the gassiness went away, that's for sure. So it's now safe to spot me on my squats, which is good. And yeah, just feeling better in terms of more even energy throughout the day, because I'm eating regularly and I wasn't eating regularly before. And I'm getting, previously, if I had carbohydrates, and I had told myself, because I was carb sensitive, being a little delicate flower that I thought that I was, if I had even like a small amount of sweet potato with my lunch, afternoon nap was a must, especially after training. If I'd had a heavy deadlift session or something like that, I had to have an afternoon nap, and I'd have to set the alarm so I would make sure that I woke up to pick the kids up from school, because I'd just be wiped. And I was always put it down to I was carb sensitive. It was an insulin spike. Carbs just don't agree with me. I thought that's what I was telling myself, but little did I know that I haven't. Well, I can tell you now, I haven't had a nap since I've been on this program. So since March, I haven't needed a nap. So I did heavy deadlifts today, and I can tell you I'll have even energy, whereas I used to just crash in the afternoons after training if I had a heavy training session. And I just realised that now, that I haven't had a nap since March.
Well, that's so good. You got so more time.
More time, more productivity.
Yeah.
That's how I found time to help you guys with sales, because I'm not napping.
And what about the training side? Because obviously I know that you do our training, but you also like modify it slightly. I know they modify the program slightly.
I'm doing less training than I was before I started the program, because I'm not doing any of my little HIIT sessions that I used to add in for conditioning throughout the week anymore. And yes, I used to add those in, and I'm actually doing a full day less of training per week than what I was doing previously, and I'm still making gains in the gym.
Isn't it crazy? Like down 5 kilos, down centimeters, eating like 600 more calories a day.
No more naps.
No more naps.
One less training day, plus all my little incidental training bits as well.
What sort of food are you eating now?
Pretty much everything. So I have sourdough and liver pate for breakfast most mornings, because I really enjoy that.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll have fruit for morning tea with a bit of yogurt. Lunches of today, I've got an apricot and chicken risotto for lunch today. Afternoon tea, I normally have some chocolate milk, or I've got a chai latte milk that I do as well, and some dates or a baby bell if I need to make up extra carbs, depending on how much carbs are in my lunch. And then dinner tonight, we're just doing a beef curry, and we'll have that with rice.
Yeah.
And I'll have some a piece of brownie and some chocolate milk for dessert.
Sounds terrible.
It's horrible. I don't know how I do it each day.
How can I stick this?
Making sure that no one else has eaten my food.
It's interesting, like when women come to they're like, oh, I can't eat sugar, I'm going to put on weight. It's only the really strong women, like you're very strong, I'm strong. But I'm like, it's the same for everyone. It's just that the women who aren't strong yet eat less. Yeah. Because they don't have as much muscle and their metabolisms aren't as good. So you start lower and you gradually build up as things change. So it's not as though we get everyone to come in and go, oh, you better eat 2,500 calories. It's test and measure to find what works for you. Everybody's cells utilize sugar as fuel. It's just that your energy requirements will differ depending on, a number of different factors. So I think, it's like, people look at me and go, oh, yeah, but you're so strong. You train heaps. I'm like, well, really, I don't. I only train 3 days a week. It's just that I've got, like you and I have got more muscle and we're stronger. And that's the goal for everyone in the program, is to get them to be good at strength training and to build that solid base so that they can eat more food.
Yeah, it's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, it's good. I know. It's so, how good is it now? Like I just don't even worry about food anymore. I know I can eat. If I miss a day of training, I don't freak out thinking I'm going to put on 5 kilos.
Yeah, if I couldn't train, I definitely would have dropped my calories right back for that day. And I'm not thinking about doing this crazy up down. Training day I ate this amount, non-training day I ate that amount, and then checking my Fitbit to see how many steps I got in. I don't even know what my Fitbit is. Wouldn't have a clue now. It's somewhere in a drawer, maybe.
Isn't it like we've actually got quite a few PTs in the program now, and I think I trained with a lot of coaches before I met Craig, and no one has ever taught me what he's taught me in regards to training. And obviously the nutrition, we've both learned nutrition along the way, but it's just, it's amazing what's out there. Like the diets and sports nutritionists recommending that you eat high fat and low protein when you're strength training.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. And it's not like I didn't look for the right, I was actively seeking information and just trying to find something that would work and that was going to match up with what I do. And then I didn't want to go the other end where they're kind of people scoffing donuts and things like that at powerlifting comps and things.
No.
Because I know that doesn't make me feel good either. So I just needed to find that balance of where I was eating whole food, which is what I loved about your program, that it's all whole food, and I'm not having to order bloody ancient grain crap from the health food store or
supplements
places. I did throw out a lot of things out of my pantry. That was
me too.
My yeast flakes and my cheese and my buccanini and all these things that I thought were my so-called health foods. And then I was, going out of my way to find and make these crazy recipes with.
It's crazy, eh? Yeah. Now, some of the objections we get, and obviously you'll know this because you now do sales for us, is women, like you're busy. Not only are you a PT, so you train other women, you've got kids, you've got a business, you do the bookkeeping for your business, you're busy. So women say, I don't have time. I don't have time to do this program. What would you say to that?
It's like anything. At first, everything takes a little bit more effort and a bit more consistent, more energy, more focused energy to learn a new skill. But once you've got that skill down in terms of your understanding the macronutrients and the foods and the meal prepping and the planning, it just happens second nature. Everything gets quicker. So, and put a little bit of time aside initially just to actually learn the skills. Then it's driving a car. You don't even think about how many times you put the clutch in to get up to the local shops anymore. You just do it on autopilot. So
that's a good analogy. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. It's so true. And the second one is money. So, for the money, you've obviously worked with a lot of coaches, I've
spent a shitload of money on things that haven't helped me. So this was quite reasonable by comparison to some of the things I've spent when I go to the naturopath, and then consultations one price, and then you walk out with $300 worth of supplements every time you walk in there.
Do you feel like you've gotten value for the money you've paid for the program?
Yeah, above and beyond. Because it hasn't, apart from a gym membership and actually what you're paying for the coaching and the education that you're receiving, there's nothing extra on top of that. Whereas previously, anything else that I've done, there's always been extra on top of that. You've had to go out and buy special supplements. If anything, my food bills come down since I've been on the program. I don't have as much wastage because I'm planning my meals differently. We're all eating the same thing. It's just, it's just good whole food, and it's not anything fancy that I need to go out of my way to buy or anything like that. So it's been great.
And the last one is, and obviously you're based in Melbourne, and we have women from all over the world. So this program is completely online. If a woman was worried about doing it online, can you, I guess, talk about how's the support been, the structure, how it's delivered compared to other programs?
Yeah, that was definitely beyond my expectations as well, because I've bought lots of, over the years, online programs and things like that. And pretty much normally it's just download some information, and there might be a Facebook group where you can ask some questions and someone may or may not get back to you. But this is completely different. There's been a full service back-end website. We've got access to our coaches 6.5 days a week through our Slack channels to ask specific questions related to you, and someone always gets back to you. The Facebook group, I don't even know how to explain the Facebook community because it's nothing I've never seen before. The women in there are so supportive, and obviously everybody's comes from different backgrounds and has had different experiences, but everyone's really supportive. There's no complaining. We try, help people as much as possible. We've all at different stages in the program, so everyone's got to been there or done that, even though the circumstances might be slightly different. But the amount of support that you get just from the women and knowing that other people have been in your shoes at this point in the program before makes a big difference. And it also keeps you accountable and moving forward, because that there's other people that are also focused on the same things as you. So I think that's a big thing as well. You don't feel like you're doing it alone.
Yeah, it is. It is an amazing community. Yeah, and I think that's like so many programs out there. It's like you do need the right information, but you need the coaching in the community. Because there's going to be times when you feel like you want to quit, and that's when that really is when you need that.
You've got that daily reminder. There's someone's going to notice if you don't do what you need to do. And they're going to reach out to you if you don't already reach out to them in the first place.
And finally, if a woman was really skeptical and she's sitting on the fence because you're worried about all these, done all these other programs, been burnt before, what advice would you give her?
I'd tell them to kind of sit back and have a think about what they actually want to do, what they want to achieve. And obviously what they've done previously hasn't got them there. So I think sometimes you just got to get out of your own way, so that you can actually take that step forward and make yourself a priority just for a little bit, so that you can actually give it a go, give it your full attention as well. Because as I said, once you've done a good, first couple of weeks into it and get your head around things, it does get easier as you go through. The initial learning is always the hardest as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oh, well, look, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. And if you're a woman and you're watching this and, you just, I guess sick and tired of doing diets, quick fix diets that just leave you exhausted and with digestive issues, click on the link below, fill out the short application form. You might actually speak to Sarah. And what we do is we just get you on the phone and we have a chat with you and we find out where you are now, where you actually want to get to, and whether or not our program is a good fit for you, because we're not about selling everyone into the program. We only want to help the women that actually want to do the work and really make the change to better themselves. So that was awesome, Sarah. Thank you so much. And I'll see you at our meeting on Friday.
All right,
okay,
cool.
cool. Bye.
All right,
bye.